Really? Jobs from the past.
I never thought that Lord Shaftesbury's journal would be so interesting. He visited loads of places where children worked and used what he found to campaign for changes to the law. And he found some really terrible stuff.
No wonder the law had to change then. What are you reading about today?
Kids in factories. During the Victorian period, there was an industrial revolution. The economy changed from being rural, that is one based on the countryside, to one based on factories, creating loads of work for people who needed money. But listen to this.
Although they provide the backbone to our ever-increasing economy, many factories are dreary, rat-infested and overcrowded. As well as adults, children are set to work operating, cleaning and carrying with injury common. A terrible example are the piecers who work in cotton mills. Some, as young as 5, required to risk life and limb, and all for a few paltry pennies a week.
Children aren't normally allowed to work in factories nowadays, at least not in this country.
I wonder what it was like, and why they even did it. Hang on, Bex. I think we're about to find out.
Oh wow, this looks like a cotton mill. It's enormous and really, really loud. You'd go deaf from being here for years and years.
Yeah, you pair. We'll have no idleness here. New, are you? Well, get to it.
What are you meant to be doing exactly?
Don't answer me back or you'll be punished. A dousing in water will remind you of your manners, or I'll hang you from the rafters till you see sense.
The kids working on the machine look so thin, and their arms and legs are all bent. Surely that's not healthy.
Physician, are you? They've a roof over their head and 15 pennies a week. 3 whole shilling. I'm too good to them. Really I am. Think of those lads in the steelworks. Easily burned there. Or in the flour mills. So dusty, they'll never stop coughing. And then the risk that flour dust might catch fire. None of that here. Just my spinning jennies and fine cotton, the envy of the empire.
No one would envy these jobs.
Right, you can be a piecer, my girl. Walk alongside the spinning jennies. And when the cotton breaks, you fix it together. Quick as you can.
The machine's moving really fast. I'll have to run to keep up with all of them.
I'll keep you awake. And just think of the exercise. Walking 10 miles a day to and fro.
But that kid's too small to do the job. You've tied big wooden blocks to their feet so that they can get on with the job.
And you, lad, you can be a scavenger. We need to keep the machinery clean and free of loose threads.
So how do I do that?
Well, you'll need to crawl into the machine with a brush and get rid of anything mucky. Watch yourself though, as we're not stopping the machines for the likes of you.
Sounds kind of dangerous.
Not for those who pay attention. For sure you'll lose a finger or two if you're idle. Well, if you're lucky. Silly lass last month lost a whole arm. All the beatings in the world, couldn't keep her mind on the task. So that's the unfortunate outcome in such instances.
That'll be a nope. Close the book, Bex. Let's get out of here.
The weird thing is that even when the law changed, kids still worked. Their parents and the factory owners just ignored the law completely.
But we saw how poor the kids were. Those 3 shillings a week might be a huge chunk of money for the family, and money buys food.
I suppose so. Kids across the world still work in factories making things that we buy in our shops. It says here online that in the state of Tamil Nadu in India, even though laws are changing there, inspectors still find children working in factories. It's something to think about, isn't it?
Really? Jobs from the past. With support from the Heritage Lottery Fund. Find out more at funkidslive.com/really.